another one of my favorite cafes here in Istanbul, where a lot of trees and greens. Take a look. It's a lot. You can even hear birds. You can hear a lot of birds. And beautiful sounds and atmosphere in the morning. And you see the autumn leaves falling all over the ground. And the autumn trees. And here's my coffee. Get a angle. Thank you.
Some chocolate.
Oh,
Milk.
oh, bu.
Bu. Ne
Yeah,
güzel
evet,
Türkçe.
teşekkür
Buyurun,
ederim.
afiyet olsun. Bize bakıyor.
Teşekkür ederim. So today's morning coffee is again coffee, and this time real chocolate, not chocolate cookie. But honestly, like this cafe, I mainly come for the environment, for the atmosphere. Like it's it's literally built on a hill in the middle of kind of like a small woods, you know, a small kind of woods or small jungle on top of a small hill. So like the morning air here, oh, so much positive energy in the morning air here. And the best thing is you can hear the birds, you know. There's my seat over there. Over these very old trees overhanging the cafe. This cafe is here, very charming setting. I really love this setting. At night they turn on the lanterns and it looks very romantic. I'm gonna come here with Limpeh 100%. 모르는 사람한테는 뭐 누리쌤은 림부라고 하는 거예요. 알아듣는 사람한테 알려주겠습니다. You can hear a lot of nature. You can hear birds, dogs, and very good morning to everyone. Here's my coffee. And welcome to the Limpeh Istanbul morning coffee chat. Today it's coffee with real chocolate. Chocolate here. I don't like how, like, because right here I'm kind of in a shade, so behind looks very bright out. Let's see if I get better angle here. Oh, okay, this is a better angle. Let's shift here. Good morning, R. Oh, you're in France. Oh, nice. I was in Paris a few years back, and breakfast in Paris is always magnificent. And here I am in Istanbul, this very beautiful cafe by the hillside cafe. You can hear the Turkish song coming up. A lot of greens and really so much fresh air and positive energy here. But of course, today in this cafe you don't get to see a lot of daily life of Turkish people passing by, because this is quite isolated location. I don't know, everybody calls me Limpeh. If you check out my channel, over 5 years I've not mentioned my name once. That's kind of my trademark. You know, some YouTubers, they wear a mask and they never take it out. So for me, my thing is I never say my name. Oh, this angle is better. Wow, this angle is far better. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Boom. Oh. Well, I really like this view here. I can't really see. It's so hard to get a very good view here. So hard to get a very good view. But anyways, because of the way I start my video, everybody calls me Mr. Limpeh. Can you imagine a YouTuber for 5 years and nobody knows my name? Okay, it's not that nobody knows. People who follow me also on my Instagram and Facebook would know my name. Günaydın, as we say here in Istanbul, means good morning. You know, chocolate with coffee is a bad habit I picked up here in Istanbul. You can call it a bad habit. Because I don't used to eat anything with coffee. Just coffee will do. But chocolate with coffee is such a big thing here in Istanbul. I kind of picked it up. You can hear Turkish music. And you hear the seagulls, right? Seagulls? Can you hear the seagulls? This place is actually pretty much very near the Bosphorus Strait, so it's a lot of seagulls. But right now it's about 9:30 a.m. here. And mornings like this, you can really hear, the orchestra of seagulls with birds and dogs and cats and everything on this in this cafe. Because it's on this hillside. Hi Hokui, welcome back to my stream. Show you guys today's cafe. Bon appetit, R. Oh, I miss the baguettes and of France. French baguettes are the best thing. I've never tasted anything better than French baguette outside of France. It's blurred because of the sunlight. If I go here, you see, you'll be fine. But because of the difference of the sunlight, it becomes very blurred. When the sunlight comes at a certain angle, this camera becomes very blurred. But this is one of my favorite cafes here in Istanbul, Cafe Decibel, on a little hill. So like these days, if you check out my Instagram, Resi, hi Resi, nice to meet you. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for checking in. And if you've been following me on my Instagram or Facebook, you know that these days in the morning I take a nature walk to connect with nature every morning. And this cafe, just being here, automatically gives you that. You automatically can start to interact with these trees here. And it's so beautiful because right now it's autumn. It's autumn and you see slowly all these autumn leaves are falling to the ground. The ground forming the foliage slowly, golden yellow. See? Oh, golden yellow, falling to the ground. Boom. But I'm kind of surprised that at this hour there's actually quite a few people here. I kind of expected this place to be rather deserted in the morning because it's actually quite a deserted location. Afiyet Tosun. Here in Istanbul, Bon appetit is afiat tosun. Oh, Felicia, hi. Wow, since Korea chicken rice, that's many years. Thank you, Felicia, and thanks for checking in. You know, these days every morning I do a live stream, so make sure you stay tuned. I don't know what time I do my morning live streams because I wake up at different times every day, so it depends. Make sure you have a notification on. Show you guys this very beautiful cafe this morning. So every morning I show you guys a new cafe. Yeah, this cafe on the hilltop is early autumn here in Istanbul. Foliage is beginning to form on the ground. In fact, which is this so charming little cafe on the hilltop. Yeah, it reminds me of my childhood kampong, really. That's why I really like this place so much. I'm gonna just take a moment to interact with the tree. Oh, you know, when you interact with the tree, basically what you do is very simple. Remember that the tree breathes in what we breathe out, and we are breathing out what they breathe in. So half our lung is up there, you know. So basically, you just be very still and just imagine they are breathing out, coming into us. We're breathing in, going into them. Basically, this is the only real direct interaction that mankind has with a random tree or even the plant around. Yeah, this is the direct link and interaction that we have at all times, whether or not you're aware. But when you're aware, you can feel this deep connection with the tree, with the nature, and start to feel yourself as part of this whole ecosystem again. Because for too many centuries, mankind we have like systematically isolated ourselves in a way that we feel we're not part of this ecosystem. In fact, a lot of us think we came from an alien planet already, that we are alien race. But this is only the result of us systematically isolating ourselves from nature. We didn't start like that. For millions of years, we weren't like this. Oh no, the famous stray cats of Istanbul. And by building up cities and everything, let's remember in the Bible, were the good guys or the bad guys the ones who built cities? So yeah, we follow into the footsteps of the bad guys and oh, hear all the birds, and systematically isolated ourselves from our real environment. So I think this connection, the tree thing, is a good way for us to reconnect with nature. Wow, there's a surprising number of people in the cafe today. So early in the morning. Ah, they are all meeting the same friends. Well, Hokui, the earth may be fat, the earth may be round, the earth may be in some odd shape. The thing is, until we've seen it for ourselves, we don't know. This is the difference, you know. Wow, hear the birds. The difference is most of us, right? We have never eaten the apple, but we hear about what the apple is like from all sources. And then you know what? And then from all these other sources that tells us what the apple is like, we pretend that we have eaten the apple before. It doesn't work like that. Until you have personally seen something or experienced something, everything that you have heard or learned about it are just an imagination. This is the problem with today's education. Information based with no real knowledge. Because knowledge cannot come from somebody telling you what something is like. Knowledge is always experiential. Some people say that there's a very different kind of knowledge. There are physical knowledge, there are experiential knowledge, there are all kinds of knowledge. But real knowledge can only be experiential because everything else can be illusory. So I would say, I don't know if the earth is flat or round or ellipsoid or anything. I don't know. And I don't care to know until one day I see it for myself. No matter how many, scientific evidence points towards anything, until I see it and prove it for myself, I say I don't know. I don't know is the most powerful 3 words a human being can say. By saying you don't know, you open your mind up for the possibility of knowing. Hi Andy. By saying I don't know, you stop fighting with people over something you don't actually know. So there's a lot. If people learn to say I don't know, there will be a lot less argument on earth. A lot less. And when people learn to say I don't know, people really start to learn. And the more you stray from I don't know, the stronger the ego becomes. And therefore, the further you become from understanding who you really are. Because that's what the ego strives on. No, I was expecting. Hey, Alma, hi, welcome back. Wow, looks like all the old gang is back, yeah. Anyways, these days I've been doing this morning coffee chat thing every morning at a different cafe location here in Istanbul. So this is a lot of pressure. But today I'm in this very lovely, one of my favorite cafes on the hill, Cafe Decibel, here in Istanbul. You can see the autumn foliage. It's a charming little cafe. Foliage on the ground. And what I really love of this place is so nature. The morning air is completely untainted, full of positive ions. Oh, and you can hear the birds, the seagulls, the dogs. You hear the birds? Wow. And people come here for breakfast as well. Of course, I don't take breakfast, so I only eat take coffee with chocolate. I don't even used to take coffee with chocolate until I come here to Istanbul and picked up the habit. Yeah, this is typical Turkish breakfast with chai tea. You see chai tea and bread and some fruits and vegetables. This is classic Turkish style breakfast. And there's no such thing as spice chai, spicy chai latte. No. The chai tea here in Turkey is just plain red Lipton tea. There's no spice, no sugar, no nothing. People add nothing on it. That spice latte, spice chai thing is a foreigner invention. You come to Turkey, you're not gonna get that spice chai thing, okay? Chai would be just. Let me show you guys. Let me see if she's okay filming the breakfast for you guys. Pardon? Bunam. because the chick. Okay, tamam. So this is what Turkey breakfast looks like with simit bread, variety of stuff to go with the bread, and chai tea. As you can see, the chai Turkish tea is red tea without adding anything like spice and all that stuff.
I
That's
will also say hello from Turkey.
wow, hello for like I'm always so like hold on. I'm always so impressed with Turkish people. Like always so friendly everywhere I go.
Where are you from, by the way?
Singapore.
From Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Great, great.
And it's so interesting because everywhere I go to, I point my camera, people are willing to engage like this. But in other countries, like in Korea, I point my camera and people fly away like pigeons. Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you. Oh, well, a lot of people coming. This cafe is surprisingly lively in the morning. Amazing, Turkish people is so friendly. You know, if you make a request can I take a video of your breakfast in Korea, Japan, or America, you get very weird treatment. In America, you go to someone and say, can I take a video of your breakfast? You go, dude, buy your own fucking breakfast, man. And then in Korea, you get this. In Singapore, I think they probably don't mind. Oh, in China, they definitely don't mind. Chinese people are like this as well. Such a beautiful autumn day. You know, to be honest, only because you guys are watching, I say I'm from Singapore. Usually when I'm alone, I say I'm from Korea. You should come down to the southern part of USA. Oh, 100% I'll visit one day, Alma. You just wait for me. I'm coming. 100%. The thing about coffee here is actually quite little, so we're gonna have to buy another cup of coffee. Oh well, when they come around. I really love the atmosphere. No, really, if I come here alone, right, I'll be really like I'll just be sitting here, breathing in and interacting with all the plants around. There's no other cafe in this area with this much greenery. And early in the morning, you know, lately I've been doing nature walks in the morning, right? So really early in the morning, getting in all this interaction with plants and trees and nature really connects you with the earth in such a big way. In fact, I've been practicing grounding, meaning I just take off my shoe and walk on the soil. Walk on the soil for about 10 to 20 minutes a day, every day, does wonders for your health in so many ways. You can verify this in Eastern and Western medicine. In Eastern medicine, it's because of the acupuncture point. There's an acupuncture point right at the base of your feet called the Yongchen point. The Yongchen point is responsible for taking in the good energy of the body. So your good energy of the body comes in through the top and bottom. And that's why in classic India, in ancient India and China, in fact not even ancient, you know, my great grandmother's time, they don't wear shoes. Because they allow the energy to come in through the bottom of your feet. That's the acupuncture point called Yongchen. Yep. So you get the energy. So lately I've been doing that. I've been doing this grounding thing where I actually just walk barefoot on soil, and then while getting the interaction from the trees, it's just amazing. Oh, you just started to do. Oh, so all of a sudden, grounding is everywhere. Huh? All of a sudden, I mean, honestly, before recently, I've not really heard about grounding. I don't know anything about grounding, but only recently, suddenly, it's everywhere. And I only started grounding only because I was feeling very weak and kind of like drained out because of, lately for more than a month I've been making one video every single day, and right now I'm making one video every single day along with live streaming every single day. Actually, it drains me a lot, like right now I should be spending time in the trees and recharging my energy. Wow. But no, I'm talking. And when I'm talking, I'm letting air out, right? I'm not giving. Oh, pardon? Americano? Asking for one more coffee. When you're talking, you're not breathing in. That is the problem. When you're talking, you're breathing out strongly, but breathing in shallow, sharp and shallow. And then so you're not getting the power and the energy and the air deeply. Like if I stop talking, if I'm not doing this live stream, honestly, this is how, and I come here, this is how I'll be. Just listening to everything, watching the leaves fall from the tree. Wow, look at that. The leaves are falling down like snow, like golden snow. If you're not present, if you're lost in your story world and you're not present in the real world, you will miss this, You won't be able to see this. You won't be able to see this golden snow falling. Can you believe it? If you're not 100% in the real world and you're lost in your story world, you won't be able to see it at all. You won't be able to see it. Only when you're present and focused back in the real world rather than lost in your head, then you start to see all these things, all this beauty. Even people talking, the sound of people talking, the sound of birds in the distance, the very cool and crispy air. Actually, autumn air is so good, so cool and crispy. Oh, I'm gonna get a grounding pad. Oh, thank you, Reese. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. I want to get a grounding pad. I saw a video that helped. Oh, okay. I don't even know there's such thing as a grounding pad. What does it do? Merci beaucoup, Reese. Well, Singapore is a real story world from now until 20. I'm sure. To me, Singapore has been the story world ever since I left. To me, in my head, Singapore is nothing more than a story. That's why out here, if I'm not actually making this video, I tell people, I say I'm Korean, and it's not that far from the truth because I'm married Korean anyway, so, and I pretty much came out of Korea. To me, Singapore is just a story in my head now. I don't honestly know what Singapore is like. I've never been to Marina Bay Sands and all. Those things didn't exist during my time. New coffee arrived. I don't an entire new generation of Singaporeans who were not even born when I was around is now working adults in Singapore. Okay, that's how long I've been away. So talk about Singapore being a story world. To me, Singapore is completely just a story right now. Just a story of bits and pieces of very old memories. Sounds like you're being. It grounds you like being. Oh, really? But I don't know. I prefer the real ground. It sounds like some human-made device trying to be clever again. That's the problem with mankind. We try to be clever, When we try to be clever, we try to replace what is natural with man-made. Do you know the most absurd thing I have heard lately is this, Do you guys know what is sarmadi? Means sarmadi is a very deep state of meditation. So sometimes when I meditate, I can touch somebody. But the scientific community did cellular and genetic tests of people, or they call samadhists, meditation people who are good at entering the state of samadhi, which is extreme deep meditation, and they found that it changes them on the cellular and the genetic level. And you know what? Instead of learning how to do that, all these scientists are trying to make a drug where you can just take and enter somebody right now. I mean, that's classic example of, again, mankind trying to be clever. I don't know when mankind will just learn that everything we need is already existing on Earth, and we just have to learn to use it, which is what is within us all this while. Oh, I slept overnight outside a lot. I hope we can go home and have a wonderful experience. I don't know where is home. To me, home is Korea. If you right now ask me where is my home, um, my heart flies to Korea, not Singapore. Singapore is a very old memory, and doesn't feel like home anymore. It feels like a strange foreign country where I don't even, I don't even speak the language Singapore speak anymore. A long time ago, I went to Singapore, maybe close to 10, 15, 10 plus years ago. I went to Singapore for a weekend trip because of my tax issues. And when I took a cab, they all asked me which country I'm from. They all say I don't sound and act like a Singaporean, and that was more than 10 years ago. Right now, I'm even more so. Yeah, so I really lost it. To me, Singapore don't feel like home. To me, Korea feels like home. Korea is so feel like home for me. It's the place I want to go back to, not Singapore. To be honest, you've been, see, the thing about your home country is this: if you have been away for long enough, it feels like just another foreign country. Yeah. But very interesting. Yesterday someone left a comment on my channel asking me why I haven't been around in Turkey, going to other provinces in Turkey, and also checking out the other Eastern European countries that are just in the neighboring country. The interesting thing is this, I'm just not curious anymore. When I went to Paris, can you believe that when I went to Paris, I stayed about half a month in Paris, but I've not visited the Eiffel Tower or the Champs-Élysées, nor the Notre Dame, nor the Mona Lisa, not even once. When you can say that I have been traveling for close to 20 years, and been overseas and so-called traveling for about 20 years, nothing excites you anymore. You've seen it all. So for me, I'm not curious about anything anymore, honestly. When I come to a country like this right now, all I want to do is settle down and live a life. I'm not even curious to go around to check out anything anymore, because honestly, mountains, valleys, buildings, I've seen it all. Yeah. It's been almost a year there. Yeah, almost a year. See, Elmer, to be honest, in my perception, 1 year is extremely short. If I were to make a comparison, the way I feel 1 year right now is probably the way I feel 1 month back when I was younger. The way I feel about 5 years right now is the way I feel about 1 year back when I was maybe schooling. The way I feel about 10 years right now is 10 years to me feels almost just like 2 years in school. To me, to a lot of people, 10 years is a scary thought, yeah. Because when you say, oh, 10 years is a long time, and you will be a different person, you age a lot, you know. But to me, 10 years is a very short time in which I barely change in terms of looks or anything. In terms of looks, attitude, and life situation doesn't change for me in 10 years. To me, 10 years is a very, very short time, which is why I suspect that the way I perceive life, the way I perceive time is so different from most people, that to me, maybe 100 years would feel like 20 years, which means that if our lifespan, if our genetic aging is connected with the way we perceive time, oh, I could probably live 500 years, man. So don't, excuse me. For those of you who just joined my live stream, every morning I go to a different cafe to have coffee and to chat with you guys and also show you the place, right? So today's cafe is Cafe di Sibel, a beautiful, charming cafe on a hilltop, especially charming during autumn because you see the trees are all turned yellow on the hillside and the foliage is all over the floor. And if you listen carefully right now, beyond the Turkish music playing in the background, you can hear birds and seagulls as well, because this place is very near the Bosphorus Strait. Birds, seagulls, cats and dogs roam this hillside. Such amazing nature. This is the cafe I love most for nature. And honestly, if I'm not streaming, I come to this cafe just, if you check out my Instagram, I posted about this before, where I just sit here and just enjoy the deep sense of connection with nature here. And this is the only place where I can go to enjoy nature, to connect to nature, and still have coffee. Because otherwise, I will have to go to a park, which is much further, and no coffee. If you want to travel or go to somewhere smaller, when I went to Paris, right, I went straight to the Arabic district and I stayed for 2 weeks in the Arabic district. I never visited the Eiffel Tower or anything, and every day I had kebabs. And I had the kind of food I have here in Istanbul pretty much every day, and then the occasional Paris baguettes, Yeah, Hokui, I deeply suspect that aging is very much connected with your psychological process, especially the way your mind connects with time. And so the more connected you are with time, the more you feel the passing of time in your everyday life, the more you're telling your cells and your genes to proceed with the aging process. That's what I suspect right now. Hi Alvin, long time. Been a long time, Alvin. So, I realized that when I separated myself from society in general, there was a time where I pretty much stopped aging, Of course, I still develop some imperfections, but it's so super slow. And I'm energetically not aging. Serving the nation right now. Oh, you mean you're doing your reservist? Or must be reservist? If you're on NS, you won't have the time to go on like, oh, look at the see, I still have my muscles. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Boom. Woo. And Alvin, today I'm here in Istanbul, in this very lovely hillside cafe in Istanbul with a lot of nature. Oh, you're serving your NS. Oh, in which unit? You guys can hear the birds sing? Nature and birds with coffee. This is the best combination in the world. Nice autumn. You know, autumn is really the most beautiful season ever. And I'm so surprised to see so many people. Today is a weekday. This is about 10 a.m. and so many people here in the cafe. This is how slowly Turkish people take life, you know. Take time to live life slow, read newspaper, read actual newspaper. This is amazing beauty. So beautiful. SCDF? Oh. I've never been to SCDF, so I'm not sure if it's very xiong or not. Oh, Dexter! Hi, bro. Welcome back. Not sure if it's me, but your image blur. Yeah. The thing is, this front camera is very light sensitive. So when the sunlight falls on this camera at a certain angle, everything becomes blur. That's the problem. That's why you see this front camera, if I put up here, just doing face and your focus in is actually really good. It's very light sensitive. But when you try to see everything out in the environment, it becomes very blur. Here, like this is better. Like here, when the sunlight falls this way, it's okay. But when the sunlight becomes, the angle becomes sharper, everything becomes blur. Too bad. Too bad I'm not willing to invest in a real SLR with on a gimbal like professional YouTubers do. I'm not gonna invest doing this kind of thing. I don't make money from this thing, man. I'm not gonna invest. So I started noticing the people who pray or meditate, eat right, and live their belief looks almost younger longer than most. Oh yeah, when you live in accordance to the flow of life, when you stop trying to mold, shape, reject, and reinvent life in your own image, but flow with it, flow with the real life within and without, you start to really live. And then you start to realize that being human is actually real super, you know. Actually, human beings, we're not supposed to age this fast. We're not supposed to be this soft and weak. Being human is actually quite super, but we lost all the power simply because we're all too bogged down by our brain. Have you planned on changing new camera? Of course not. Why should I? As long as this works, why should I change anything? You see, this is the thing about, I think, you know, I'm about to make a video about how people are creating their own suffering every damn day, you know. And this is one of those things. These days, everybody think that we live in an age of unprecedented prosperity, you know. We live in an age of unprecedented lack. Because of so many different inventions, we have more things to lack. You cannot lack what doesn't exist, you know. So, in this unprecedented era of lack, which I made a video, just search my channel for lack. In this unprecedented era of lack, one way people create their own suffering is by always, oh, can I get a better camera to do this? Oh, my phone is still working, but the new iPhone is better. This thing is, you have something that's working, but that is better. I don't know. Every time I get people who tell me how much they're suffering in their daily life, how much I don't understand how much they're suffering, how hard they need to work. They tell me how much they're suffering all the time, no? But when I look at them, they have the latest iPhone while I have a crappy 5-year-old Samsung. They drive a car, I don't. They wear all sorts of branded stuff, I don't. They wear a nice beautiful watch, I don't. They fall for all the materialism of the world, and then they come and tell me how much they're suffering. Don't tell me how much you're suffering if you have any of this kind of good things, you know. Don't come and tell me how much you're suffering if you have anything more than I have. Okay? Because you have no rights to. Because you have no rights to complain about the things that you committed yourself to getting. You have simply no rights to. Unless you are living like me with no material burden and still you're stressed, then we can talk about it. Then we can talk about it. Okay, it's time to take your life to the next level. But until you're like me, right? Like a super bare minimalist, until you're like that, you have no right to complain about stress. To be honest, I'm sorry, you know. Yeah, exactly. You see, right now, you see Hokui. Now you see, right, the lies that's going. But sometimes I cannot say that it's not entirely your fault. I'm not saying you lah, but I'm saying generally people. It's not entirely your fault. Why? Because there is this thing, because you're connected to a community, in your work, your family, in your society. Not like me, I'm not connected to anything. I'm completely bond free. I'm completely chains free. I'm a complete liberated human being, okay? But I'm not, I'm not bonded to any group, any company, any country, any culture, any families, any nothing, right? So the thing is, when you're bonded to a group, now the collective karma or collective unconscious desires of that group will affect you. Honestly, it takes very high level of training to be able to belong to a group and not be affected by the group wants and desires. So you just have to be aware of it, because you 100%, if you belong to a certain group, even your hobby group, what they do, what they use, what they think, what they want will affect you as well. That's the problem. I work in retail. I see kids 3 to 10 years old riding and making all this. I don't think a lot of it. I don't know. The thing is, I don't understand what I honestly don't know what's the right way to bring up kids. That's why I don't have kids. One week in station doing nothing, and 1 week stay at home. Wow, you have the best NS life in the world, Alvin. So lucky. It's interesting to see that Turkish people are actually very strong coffee drinkers as well. Everybody drinks coffee here too. But of course, I still see chai more than coffee, but yeah. They asked me to do something, or NS life now, good life. I don't know, I've never wanted the good life. I've always tried to look for the hard life. So my NS, my whole 7 years in the military was hard life. I like to do hard things because this is egoistic. Doing hard things make me feel better than other people. Yeah. I know it's super egomaniac-y. I'm trying to get over it, but right now at this stage of my life, I don't really care anymore. But back then, that was actually really how I felt. I like to challenge very difficult things only because it makes me feel better than other people. Why I need to feel better than other people? Because my childhood was really sad. I grew up in an environment where I was perpetually looked down upon just because I don't have a father. So, yeah, growing up like that, in my early 20s, I do everything I can just to make myself feel more powerful and better than other people. So good and bad, no, that led me to achieve a lot of things. But after many years, when I look back, then I realized that it's not unnecessary. It's just unnecessarily feeding the ego. And one day when the ego is bigger than your true self, then you forget who you really are. So right now I can say that right now I'm at a stage of time where I'm feeding my true self every single day, bit by bit. And one day I hope that my ego will be so much smaller than my true self that I become a true human being again. Because when you are just your ego, you're not a true human being. Because you cannot, when you're just your ego, right, you cannot experience the truth about anybody or anything. You just compare yourself, whoever you meet, you're just comparing yourself with the person. When you learn something from somebody, you're just comparing what that person is saying against what you believe. So you neither hear the truth nor see the truth of anything or anyone. It's actually a very sad way of living. It's something I realized only in recent years, actually, to be honest. I don't have kids either, but these kids are raised to be soft. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if those things. I I think I think I think it's too complex to make generalizations in that. Doing that makes them soft or weak or what, I don't know. I just don't know. Again, like I said earlier in today's live stream, the most powerful three words that human beings can say is I don't know. That's the most powerful. Not what sibei kiang, I know everything. No. That's not showing that you're powerful. It's just showing that you're fucking silly. I don't know. It's literally the most powerful three words that anyone can say. Because honestly, when we make assumptions, do we really know? Or was it actually just an assumption? How do you really know? We're just hearing it from somebody, searching on the internet, from so-called common sense, nothing experientially. It's like hearing about eating an apple and then going around telling people what an apple is like when you've never actually eaten an apple. It sounds like insanity, right? It's exactly what everybody's doing right now. I think I don't know diminishes the ego, releases the burden from your shoulders. No, you don't have to go around trying to correct yourself, trying to prove yourself. And simply I don't know is the truth. Because for most of these things that we are debating over or arguing over, have we actually experienced or conducted experiments to verify the truthfulness or the consequence of things that we believe in? Very few people have, so few. But yet everybody talk like they are so convinced about whatever they say. I don't know. It's literally the most powerful three words a human being can say. Oh Ben, you're late today. I'm almost finishing. It's already 52 minutes. The vulnerability of saying I don't know makes people trust you more. I don't know is the most powerful three words that anyone can say. The moment you understand the power of I don't know, you immediately are liberated. You're liberated from having to pile your lies upon more lies. You're liberated from having to prove yourself over and over again. You're liberated from eventually when proven the silliness and the embarrassment of being proven that you're actually wrong. Just by saying I don't know. So simple. So we'll close this morning coffee in 7 minutes. Just like to thank all of you for coming on. A lot of friends. I'm here today in Istanbul in this very beautiful cafe by the hillside, Cafe Decibel. We'll get beautiful autumn trees by the hillside, surrounded by nature. You can hear the birds singing, the seagulls, and occasionally dogs as well. In this peaceful and serene setting where you can actually interact with nature while having coffee. Not a lot of place allows you to do that. Again, very grateful for all of you for checking in. Practically everything needs to be black and white when I was a child. They seem to be more gray, yeah. Because only when we are older, then we realize that there is no such thing as the absolute truth. Everything created is created in duality. So there is nothing black and white in this world. There is only gray. Not more and more things are gray. Eventually, you will find that there is only gray. There is no white and no black at all. And yeah, hope you guys have a very lovely day. I'm just gonna end in just a moment because my second cup of coffee is coming to an end. See you guys tomorrow morning. I cannot tell you what time because I don't know what time I'm gonna wake up. Always good to hear your views. But yeah, you guys tune in every morning to hear some kind of preaching. I think I'm a preacher. I'm a preacher of the natural, normal human life. I don't know what time I wake up tomorrow morning, so I cannot tell you guys what time tomorrow's stream will be. But just turn on the notification. I've committed myself to doing this every morning because I find that it's very liberating and very meaningful. Even though it costs me money, it costs me more money to do this streaming, because in the morning when I don't come to cafes, I don't spend this money. So now that I'm doing this streaming, I'm visiting all the cafes everywhere, I'm spending more money. Actually, I'm spending more money just to do this streaming. But it's meaningful because it helps to get me out of house when I would not have. And I can't say sharing things is a good thing because actually sharing things drains your energy. But I hope that whatever I share helps people. Helps some people who are ready for what I'm saying. People who are not may just hear like it's all nonsense, but it's okay. Then it's just my nonsense. So don't take it to heart either. Yeah. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Annyeong.